Like this.
Look, I see in the background you got your train to brain mindset. You look, I got the computer pads.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Man, look, hey man, I'm proud of you, bro. I swear, man, that you persist, you're persistent, and that's a good thing. And I remember a girl told me a few years back. She said, "Kacey, you're persistent." And I said, "Hey, I'll try that because there's only one thing that be persistence, right?
Yeah, straight up.
Persistence be persistent. So that's how you get where you're going. And a lot of people don't put that into practice either. And that goes to what you're saying. Identify the bad habit. Nothing beats persistence but persistence. If you want to beat something, beat it. And you got to keep getting up and beating it every day until it becomes second nature to you, that you just keep beating it and to beat it into your brain until it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah, what you do.
Muscle memory. Yeah, what you do. Yeah. And go back off what you were saying earlier. You was, identify the habits, and I forgot what you were saying. Let me go back right here. That's why I keep notes. I already know. I see you writing. But what you say, be the most mentally strong person in the room. Always represent your brand and being a representative to yourself, how people receive you, and being mentally strong.
Yeah.
Let me go. The reason when you said that, right? When you said be mentally strong, this is where people don't get it. It's 86,400 seconds in a day, right? It's 60 seconds in a minute, and it's 300 seconds in 5 minutes. A lot of times, what you were saying, people don't know how to deal with it, right? We're in the practice of giving our energy away. That's a big thing right there. You got 86,400 seconds in one day. You would let 300 seconds, 5 minutes of your day, take the other 86,100.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm outside and I got $86,400 and I lose $300, I'm not gonna throw the whole $86,100 away that I got left.
Yeah.
Man, I lost that.
Yeah.
Move on to something different. But nobody, we too much trained and conditioned to look at the small fish. When we learned that, second grade, big mouth, little mouth. We so conditioned that we got the little mouth. Yeah. Man, I'm gonna let you have that one, man, because you just made me so mad. I don't care about that. I want this 300 back. No. Calm down, think about it, and say, you know what? You got it. You got it. It's okay. Guess what? I still got this over here. Whatever that little bad part was, I got enough to replace that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got enough to come. Yeah, I can get that back. You have it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was that big for you, it was minute to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to let you have the bulk of my day, the bulk of my energy. Because really, people say time is the most expensive thing because we can't get it back. Don't give your energy away either. Don't give your energy away either. Because a lot of times we sit over here and we give people our energy. And when I give you my energy, then what do I have for myself?
Yeah. Well,
how can I keep on pushing? Go ahead, I'm listening.
Part of the reason is because people, like you said, being taught things in the second grade, being taught things in grade school, being taught things in early stages of life. A lot of those things were taught to impressionable minds, young minds, were taught to people by people who didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. They just are regurgitating what was taught to them. And it don't mean that that's the best practice. It just means it's a practice. And now that practice gets pushed down and pushed and becomes a practice of a young mind that's absorbing everything that is coming its way. So it's a lot of it stems from being taught these things. You know what I mean? It's pushed. The narrative is shared, and unless a person gets to a certain age and they have the mindset to change those things. So another practice is going back to those early times and challenging things that were taught to you when you were in your most impressionable mind state. Wait a minute. Let me go back to when I was taught the big fish and the big mouth. Let me go back to that. Do I agree with everything? that was taught to me? Do I agree with all the foods that I was taught to eat, the liquids I was taught to drink, the way I was taught to react to certain situations? Do I agree with all of those things? Because if I
Not
don't,
now.
well, if I don't now, guess what that means? I never really did. I just was in a situation where it was all I knew. So I adopted it from an individual who didn't know no better themselves. Those individuals, that society of individuals who were never in best practices themselves, they don't get to continue to raise me today. I am a better person than the individuals who taught me back then. Me today. I'm a better person than the individuals who taught me back then. So if anybody gonna have an effect on me, it's gonna be me.
Be you. Right.
Now I gotta go back and I gotta re-raise myself.
Right. But I'm glad you said that, because now I want to push back a little bit. The big fish, little fish, you say we didn't really believe it. At the end, again, that's where I went back to where I say you got to give yourself permission, because what you did back then was the right answer, because it's what you knew to do in that moment. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it was that they taught you wrong or nothing. They taught you the way to handle it in that moment. And now that you've grown, you've evolved. You know what I'm saying? You've evolved. We evolved as people. We didn't learn more. So what we once liked, Kool-Aid. We used to love Kool-Aid as a kid. We can put Kool-Aid in the pack and eat it out of our hands. At 40, and put it on a pickle. At 42 years old, I don't want that. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. You keep that shit to yourself. I don't want it. You feel what I'm like? We evolve. I'm not, I'm not the same person then that I was now. Now you can walk away from more things now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool. I'm not gonna. As you get older, you learn to accept certain things. Just like they say, believe in God, or people different belief. We all gonna believe in something, right? You don't necessarily got to believe in God. You might believe in something greater yourself. You might not. It's your opinion. You just, as we grow, at the moments that we had to go through things, the way that we handled them and addressed them then was according to what we knew and how we knew to address them then. The way we handle things now, Parrish of today is different from Parrish of then. Kacey of today is different from Kacey of then.
I would hope so. That's not the case for everybody.
Man, no, I don't even want to go there. That's a whole nother conversation. But that goes to people mental. Some people don't want to. Some people don't want to grow. You gotta. It's a way of thinking. Yeah. You gotta change. You gotta evolve.
But to your rebuttal, this is what I would say though, and this is kind of what I was saying, is that all right? So look, check this out. I could go into a place, right, and go go to order something, and the young lady there or young man there could say or do something that's like kind of rude on the under or slightly disrespectful. And almost everybody that I know where I come from would be like, got me fucked up. Right. And if I told them the story of the little slight disrespect that happened in the I told them the story, almost everybody that I know would say, they had you fucked up.
Right.
However,
if it was me.
Yeah, if it was me, it depends on who you tell, they might go even more crazy than you, right? But they will relate. They could relate. Now, there's individuals that couldn't relate at all. There are individuals who you would tell that same story to, they probably wouldn't even let you finish. There are individuals who you would tell that story to, and they'll be waiting for the punchline. Like what? They would miss the whole thing because how they grew up, the environment that they grew up in had other challenges that we would be like, that's some bullshit. But those certain things, those emotional things that trigger people that I know where I come from, they don't have those same emotional triggers. That was really, those emotional triggers were really only in that environment. And if I would have grew up in a different environment, I would have never been faced with those emotional triggers in the first place.
Right. Right.
So
You
it's
know
not
what?
just age itself. It's when people say they are a product of their environment. But a person is a product of their environment until they become a product of their best thinking.
Hello.